Hey, what is going on, everybody? Boilon here, back for another video on Raid Shadow Legends. Happy Sunday. And boy, do we have a plethora of information coming our way that we need to talk about that's going to be starting tomorrow and later on throughout the week as well, as we lead up to this new Web of Corruption event that's going to be going on for about 2 months. And there's some pretty exciting details, which I didn't get a chance to cover here on the channel, so I do want to do it here today. I know I'm not first to market on this, but I want to discuss this and see what you guys think. Anyways, now before we get started with the rest of the video, don't forget that you can use the QR code in the top right hand of the screen to get Grand Oak Pad Drag absolutely free, and also Zargala, Tagore, and Farrakhan the Fat at accounts level 10, 20, and 30, and you can get yourself a second legendary character for that account. All you got to do is use the promo code RAID7 to get Pelops the Victor absolutely free within the first 48 hours of a brand new account. Okay, so let's get started with some of the stuff that's taking place tomorrow. We have this anniversary deck of fates. This is bait for most people, probably. What's interesting, though, about this one is that it doesn't actually require soul stones to get points. It's champion training, and then also it's going to be dungeon draws. So I was like, why did I pause for a minute? Artifact grinding and champion training. Of course, Path of Power, that is, you know what, I'm actually just going to go ahead and, I don't know, just buy some crap right now before I forget, because I have a feeling that I will. So I'm just going to go ahead and spend those 2,000 points now before I forget about that. And the main thing is what's happening with this Web of Corruption, right? Now, there's some pretty exciting stuff going on, which I want to talk about here, and I want to kind of zoom in on this, which is from Reddit. Nice post here by Gutler. That kind of details everything that's going on. So I want to kind of, there's not an easy way to kind of open up a new tab. But anyway, let's zoom out one here. So you can see that basically it's two phases, kind of like Chaos Awakes happened. This is essentially Chaos Awakes 2.0, just for people who were around last summer to give you guys an idea of what's going on. Phase 1 starts this month, with really this coming week, I'm pretty sure. Start of the event dungeon, which we talked about, is going to be for Pinpoint gear. And it's going to be that that Void legendary character is going to be the event dungeon boss. Rewards calendar, Bastion redesign, all that stuff. And then that's going to be June 3rd through August the 5th for this entire event. The second month, basically starting in July, is going to be the free legendary champion with the 7-day log and stuff like that. Like we had Lemonisi from last year. And then there's going to be, they actually detailed the fusions that is going to be, at least here, they've specifically said that. So as you can see, we'll zoom in a touch more. So we have Folan Silverheart. This is the upcoming Fragment Fusion event. Boo! So no, we can't use our fusion tokens, is what it is. I guess you'd be able to use it in July, but who knows if you're going to want to. And that's the thing that I've always said about these fusion tokens, is that whether or not you're actually going to get a chance to use them. Right? The jury's a bit out still. Anyways, Folan Silverheart is going to be going live, I think later on this week, right? I think the first Fusion Summon Shard event is going to be on Friday. Raya the Mourned, this is the event dungeon boss and Void legendary for this event. We have Talenna Soulseer, who is going to be a Shards, but perhaps these characters may also have guaranteed events. I believe they did specify that they probably will. Last year with Chaos Awakes, we had Balar the Lost and Grakos Turndrake. These two legendary characters did have guaranteed Deck of Fates and a Path events that were associated with them. So we have Talenna Soulseer and Varkos Headsplitter. I believe this is just basically Sylvans and Dark Elves, although maybe Talenna's a High Elf. I don't know. It's definitely an Elven themed event. Then we have Hagaba, the Nest Maid over here. Classic Fusion. So I believe that means traditional fusion, which is where you have to get the rares to the epics, and then the 4 epics that fuse into the legendary character. This is going to be for July. But then we also have Valoran the Equalizer, who is going to be the free legendary for July, the 7-day log and calendar. Now, we don't have his kits yet, but he is going to be available. And I think he's actually undead. Some people in my Discord server said that based on the lore and all that, he's actually an undead elf. So he's going to be probably of the undead faction, which is interesting because we have not had a login for him, or even a lot of, heck, even fusions really since Fabian that I can remember. So good for people who are missing characters from those factions. Now, some information here with Talenna Soulseer. I'm pretty sure. Could we just, like, can we not open this in a, oh my god. Okay, so Talenna Soulseer is a support, High Elf Champion, legendary support here. A1, Withering Invocation, attacks one enemy, has a 30% chance of instantly activating 2 poison debuffs. Okay. Instantly activates all poison debuffs on the target if the target has any of their skills on cooldown. So this very well could work in Clan Boss and Demon Lord and things like that, but I mean, I guess poison activation, we'll see what else she does. Support character, right? So AoE, 75% chance of placing 2 poison debuff, 5% poison debuffs on all enemies for 3 turns. So blowing it up would do a lot of damage. Then increases all allies' turn meter by 20%. You need books, though, to get this to 100%. Quell the Darkness attacks all enemies, but before attacking, places a 50% increased accuracy buff on all allies for 2 turns. Has a 75% chance, 100% with books, of decreasing the duration of all enemy buffs by 2. Also has a 75% chance of increasing the cooldowns of all enemy skills by 2. So, PvP? I guess that's what I'm kind of getting out of that, because increasing the cooldown of enemy skills, this is like Fabian, right? These things are really high in demand, especially in the Mercurial meta. Passive, Evil wanes before her. Increase all allies' turn meter by 2% whenever a poison debuff is activated on an enemy. Not placed, but activated. Alright, decrease enemies' crit rate by 5% and crit damage by 10% for each poison. So you want to... Could you use this with, like, Calvalax? But in the Mercurial meta, he, like, blocks that, right? So it's just Calvalax who, like, on spawn puts all these poisons. This would be insane for that kind of thing, right? Especially the crit rate and crit damage. Balar the Lost, also another great poisoner, actually, from the Chaos Awakes. So all of a poison. I'm not sure how I feel overall, but, you know, we'll wait and see. Now, we have Varkos Headsplitter. Okay. Can I maybe open the... I don't know. All these tabs are not opening how I want it to. Oh, my God. Okay. Can you not open it? And just... I hate how red it is. Good God. Okay. This is ridiculous. Anyways, we have his A1. He's a Force Affinity Dark Elf defense champion. I apologize, guys, for the way that I didn't have this formatted well. Hulking Killer A1 attacks one enemy 2 times, ignoring unkillable. When counterattacking, attack 3 times. Okay. I like defense champions. Defense champions can often scale and hit really hard. Attack one enemy 2 times on his A2, Murderous Fighter. Ignores block damage. Shields whenever the champion teams up with an ally. Use this skill. That's interesting because that reminds me of what's his name from the High Elf faction, Lysanthier Beastbane, because he did that as well, where it uses the A2 on an assist. When joining an ally's attack, will attack 3 times. Okay, interesting. A3 Brutish Dominance places a 60% increased defense buff and a counterattack buff and a 15% shatter buff on this champion for 3 turns and grants an extra turn. Okay, he's kind of selfish because he's only buffing himself, but is probably going to hit pretty hard. His passive has a 15% chance to join an attack whenever... Oh, okay. 25% when an ally is from the Dark Elves faction. So he's actually assisting quite a bit, right? So that should be interesting. And then it would join up to do the A2. Could hit pretty hard over time, right? So this guy's definitely interesting. Enemies killed by this champion whenever they counterattack or join an ally's attack cannot be revived. Okay, so if he happens to get the kill. But any of these assists are going to use that A2. That's interesting. So he could end up doing a lot of damage. That's Varkos Headsplitter. All right, and so we also have, of course, the event dungeon returning, which is going to be this coming week on June the 3rd. So that's going to be very soon, right? That's going to be launching on Wednesday. Now, this is going to be really interesting and fun, because you get none other than the Pinpoint set and accessories, namely the accessories, I would say, because this is a really amazing set especially for newer and mid-game players. Some end-game players may have better with higher access to protection and things like this. The intercept buff, the 4-piece beyond, in my opinion, is not really that important, but what is the 1 through 3 pieces, 20 accuracy, but 10% speed at 2-piece. For protection to do speed, you need to have 3-piece, so this might be a good way to pick up some good accessory pieces, especially if you have not had much access to strong 9-piece accessory sets. So this is still pretty good. I don't normally go out of my way to just farm the event dungeon for this because the drop rates can be a bit weird. But often there is these milestone events that'll give you like immortal soul stones and stuff to get you to farm the event dungeon. So I would definitely look out for that as well. Now, there's going to be a rewards calendar that's going to give you a free relic. I think this is a legendary relic, aren't they? The Mask of Disquiet. I think that these are from different events. Last Laugh Amulet, Mask of Disquiet. These were like, wasn't that not like Assassin's Creed? And one of these was like the TMNT and things like that. So a special 25-day reward calendar will be launched at the start of the Web of Corruption event. Rewards will include artifacts, accessories of epic and legendary rarity, gemstones, glyphs, chaos, ore, and other goodies. The final main reward of the calendar will be determined by a community vote. They did this before, right? You get to choose which relic that you want to get. So Last Laugh Amulet, if I'm not mistaken, that's the one where you don't die necessarily. I'm pretty sure that was TMNT because I put that on my Raphael. Yeah, we'll see when the vote goes live. I think I have all three of these, to be honest. Event relics. Due to popular demand, we are bringing back relics that were previously introduced as part of limited events. Web of Corruption campaign, you'll have a chance to get relics that were first released as part of Chaos Awakes, which was then brought back for the special Demon Lord event, right? That when that was running, they did allow you to get some relic materials for this as well. And there was also a special Path event that also rewarded this kind of stuff. You will be able to earn Twisted Horns in various in-game activities. So some of these are really good, right? From these relics, especially the Fist, right? I forget the name of it, but wasn't that not a speed relic? Or was it the Crown? The Crown of Madness? I forget what it was called. But anyways, some items that even I still haven't picked up. So we'll see how that goes. And then there's this gift. So players who manage to get all the characters, right, by August 5th on 23.59 UTC will get a special gift with in-game resources. Is it the cover? Is this the relic that has the speed? I need to check that out in game actually because these relics were really good. Relic index from the events, right? Is that here? Event group. Covetous Passion. No, that's an attack. It's the Crown of Corruption. That's what I was thinking of. Has a max out of 24 speed. So this is pretty brutal. Also has crit damage as a second stat, which is actually really nice. So that's something that I would love to get. But yeah, I managed to get the Skull of Treason and the Gilded Pinion, but I never got any of these mythical ones, unfortunately. But I did get most of these other ones, I believe. They're still pretty good, though, as far as potential new relics for your roster. So yeah, things are going to be starting up and heating up really fast this week. We're going to have that fusion, which is going to be launching later on this week as well. And so that's going to be interesting to look out for. And I'm kind of interested from you guys. Are you going to be skipping on this Anniversary Deck of Fates? Are you going to be doing a little bit on that? What's your deal? Make sure that you save all of your shards as well for this upcoming. I don't know if it's going to be a Summon Rush or a Champion Chase. I don't know for the next Fusion event. But it's going to be coming hard and fast, and so you want to save your resources as you lead up to that. We'll be talking about that more as the week starts. Anyways, that's it for now. Before I go, don't forget that you can use the QR code in the top right hand of the screen to get Grand Oak Padrag absolutely free. And then we have Zargala, we have Tagor, and we have Barrakin the Fat at level 10, 20, and 30. Don't forget about Pal Ups to the Victor as well, and all you got to do is use the promo code RAID7 within the first 48 hours of a brand new account to get this legendary Argonite champion from the anniversary event. That's it for me, everyone. Have a great day, and I'll see you all on the next one. And if you like this video, make sure you hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and you'll be greatly helping out the channel. Have a great day, and I'll see you guys on the next one.